Good evening, people. Happy Motivational Monday, people. It's Monday. I know a lot of you guys had a day off because Juneteenth finally became a holiday, a federal holiday. Kudos to that. So we're getting off all the other holidays. Now you get off with Juneteenth. Hopefully, you did something to celebrate and commemorate um, that celebration of being free, free ish and everything. Hope you spend time with your family, and that hopefully taught your family some history on Juneteenth and how it came about. So you know, love being here in this space. Day 2 of 21 on my 21-day challenge. Once again, starting over. It's okay to start over, like I said yesterday. So happy Motivational Monday. If you don't know who I am, my name is Toria Howard. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. What up, though, to all my Detroit people? I'm residing in Memphis, Tennessee, where I'm all things real estate, commercial, and residential. I'm also a commercial loan broker, helping people invest in real estate and other commercial projects as well. So if you have anything that has any commercial use, I would love to help. And I also have small business funding, but of course you have to have certain qualifications for that. And I'm also in the credit restoration financial literacy space. So I'm here to serve. I'm here to get you the money. I'm here to make you some money, and I hopefully you partake. So how much you on? If you're watching this live, drop a one in my comments, please. If you're new to my live, drop a two, and if you're watching the replay, drop a three, and I really appreciate it. Give me some likes, some comments, some shares, all of that good stuff, as I try to bring you know some gems and some jewels that come from my heart to you guys. So I'm talking about taking a loss. How many people have taken a loss? Hi, Carlos. How many people have taken a loss? I've taken plenty of them. From playing basketball. Hey, Quintella in here. Um, you know, how many people suffer loss? I've played basketball, so I've suffered some losses. Carlos said he has. I've suffered some losses, but I've always been the type of person that wanted to do better the next time. So, taking a loss does hurt. Taking a loss can prevent you from wanting to move forward. Taking a loss can, hurt you financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of that, all the leads. It can help, it can, hinder you, for, it can put that fear back into your mind that you can't do it, all of those different things. But when you feel like you had a loss, know that you didn't lose. You learned a valuable lesson and you activated your growth. Anytime that you lose, just look at it as a learning curve. Or you feel like you're taking a loss, look at it as a learning curve. Grow, do something different, change your trajectory, do something that different than you did before. That's all you can do, because what is dwelling only going to do? I know a lot of people dwell like, oh man, I know I have, because it's certain things that I've lost that I still, it's hard to, I've gotten over it, but it's just hard to forget. But you got to keep moving, you got to keep pressing, you got to keep chugging along, because of the fact that if you waddle in it, you're going to miss your success. You're going to miss the growth. You're going to miss your breakthrough. You can't waddle in the losses. Hi, Arkenny. So you can't waddle in the losses, because you're going to miss the breakthrough. You're going to miss the success part. So always break down things as an acronym. So loss. What did I break loss down to? Lead with optimism to secure your success. You got to be optimistic. You know, it's hard to be optimistic though. It's like a cliche term. Is more or less like, oh, like the song said, be optimistic, you can win. Like, yeah, nobody wants to hear that when they have suffered a great loss that hurts you to your soul, to your core. Have you ever had that loss that just not talk about? I'm not talking about when you lose somebody. That's a whole different type of pain. I'm talking about a loss that you suffered by doing what you thought was right. In your heart of hearts, you thought it was right. You thought you was on the right path, and then all of a sudden you lose, or it's just a setback, or something happens, where it hurts you to your core, hurts you to your soul. Hey, Coach Ward, it's Alexandria. Um, so I'm talking about that type of loss. It's hard to get over. It's hard to get over things, but those those humongous, those greater losses that you have taken are the ones that um, teach you the best lessons, either paid or unpaid, or setback, or whatever the case may be. Those big losses are the ones that should give you the biggest growth in your life. Something that you change. The thing is, you can't change what happened in the past. You only can focus on the things that's right in front of you. What can you do from what you that lost? What have you did? What did you learn from it? How can you apply it so it won't happen again, or that you can move forward and press forward and do the things that you need to do? That's all you can think about. And I always gotta put it to the scripture, because that's what I do. Uh, because God is the CEO. And I'm sorry if that is not you, but that's what I do. So, like James first 1 and 2 says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials." I know that's easier said than done. So when you come into a trial, you're supposed to be joyful, like cheer it on, like yeah, no, we're human. We're not supposed to be joyful in it, but waddle, and you waddle in the pain for a minute, unless it's something like, like a loss of a person or something like that. That's something different. But if it's something that does your job or your business or a relationship, and a relationship can be hard too, especially if you really deeply love somebody. Because I love hard. I wear my loyalty on my sleeve, and it hurts me now because I'm a Gemini. CEO. Because I'm a Gemini, I wear my feelings on the inside, but you know, ooh, isn't a whole lot of stuff going on the inside. On the outside, you be like, man, Tori is so strong. She just strong. But on the inside, I'm crying, I'm dying, I'm thinking about it, I'm over assessing about it. I'm like, but you won't see it. The poker face is real, you know. So, you have to really know me to know that something is bothering me. But that's just my coping mechanism. I don't do things outwardly, because I don't like to let people know when I'm sweating. That's I guess that's an athlete in me. You're not gonna know when I'm sweating. You just gonna have to guess, because I'm gonna wear that poker face really good. Now I do wear my emotions on my face when I'm angry. So you gonna know when I'm upset. But when I'm hurting about something, it's gonna be in there. You're gonna be seeing me laughing and joking and doing all the things that I usually do. But I'm crying on the inside. And one thing that I do for me that helps me, I write it down, because that's how I get my emotions out. It'd be 3, 4, 5 pages sometimes. I write it out. I read it out loud, and I burn it if I can. If I can't burn it, I just throw it away. But usually I try to burn it. And it makes me feel better. So find that coping mechanism when it's something that you cannot just, like, a lot of times you can just 10 minutes. Okay. I was gonna go to sleep, R. Kenny. Want me to call you? Can I call you tomorrow? I get up at 4. But yeah, I anytime it's something that I can't just get rid of um offhand, you know, something that I can't just waddle in my, madness for like 10 minutes and then, I'm done with it, then I got to write it down, read it out loud and burn it. That's how I get rid of it. That's how I cleanse. So find whatever works for you because that's I found that's what works for me because I'm a I'm a I'm a wordsmith. So I like a lot of words. I like to communicate, even though my husband say I don't, but I do. I say a lot of words, and I have a lot to say. So, like I said, when I write my feelings out, it be like 3, 4 pages sometime because I be really feeling it, you know. And people ask me all the time, have I ever rapped or am I a rapper? No, I am not. Have never rapped. I can rap, but like if I write it, like if somebody write it for me, because I ain't never tried to do it myself. I ain't never tried to write bars. Writing bars is hard because it's got a certain rhythm that you have to put it in, and all of that. I haven't done all of that. So, but if somebody write it for me, I can act like I wrote it, and I rap that thing out. I know songs, but I'm more of a storyteller. So in a sense where I can write stories and stuff like that. But that's what helps me. Taking something that's really that I can't let go within those 10 minutes of venting or whatever I got to do, write it down, read it out loud, and burn it. And it helps me get over it. Don't ask me how. I don't know. It's just that's my coping mechanism when something happens to me deep down and it hurts. That loss hurts so bad, it hurts me to my core. That's what helps me. So find out, it might be, you screaming, or it might be, you talking to a mentor, or it might be, getting into a quiet place and just sitting there meditating and just letting the story flow and letting your tears flow and just let it out. Whatever it is, you got to let it go, regardless of the fact. Doesn't matter how you do it. Anytime you lose, you have to be able to let it go so you can move on and use those losses as a growth mechanism for your success. Because if you don't learn nothing from your losses, all you're gonna do is keep repeating the same mistakes. You can't keep repeating the same mistakes and then expect a different outcome. It doesn't work that way. A lot of us go out here in the world and don't heal ourselves, and then we get into relationships and expect other people to heal us or understand. People are not brought into your life to necessarily heal you. It has to be a special individual that can do that. And a lot of people don't have that much patience. To fix somebody's emotions, because a lot of times you have so many walls that you got to break through in order to even get to the pain and to the part. I mean, so many layers. A lot of people don't have that much patience. So get yourself together before you get into a relationship. Whatever it is, the childhood traumas, relationship traumas, family traumas, life traumas, work traumas, whatever it is, make sure that you are getting those emotions out of you, letting it flow out of you. I don't care if it's from tears, it's from screaming, from writing it down, whatever it is, you have to let it go. You have to get it out. Not saying you're going to forget, but you got to let that initial pain go. There's nothing wrong with reflecting back and be like, "Oh man, that was tough." But to still just be crying and like I said, I'm not talking about a loss of a person. That's not what I'm talking about as far as like somebody passing away. I'm just talking about a loss of, something that happened in your business, your life, and your relationships. That and a lot of times the relationships wasn't meant for you to be in those relationships. That's why it broke apart. And sometimes it was a blessing. I mean, how many of you have been in relationships where you didn't want to let it go, but letting it go was the best thing you could ever done? I've been in those situations. And it's hard to let people go that you love. It's hard to let people go that you really feel something for. But a lot of times they're just not, a lot of times they're not who they say they are, for one. The other shoe drop, other skeletons come out. A lot of times, you just don't click well once you get into a relationship. A lot of people move too fast though. And don't ask the right questions. I was just talking to somebody about asking the right questions. And sometimes people grow apart, and it happens. And people want to do other things and don't love each other anymore. I mean, it happens. But, how do you deal with that type of pain? You go to therapy. Like I said, I write stuff down. I read it out loud. I burn it, and then that's how I let it go. Because I can, like when I talk to my friends, I'm saying I have a tribe of friends, but after you talk about it for so long, it's kind of like, you can get all the advice you can, but all in all, the advice that you need, the comfort that you need, comes from, you know, God. He's the only one. So when I'm in that space and I'm writing it down and I'm reading it out loud, I'm talking to Him. Releasing that pain, you gotta release the pain. You gotta let it go. And a lot of times people cannot. So going with another scripture. I can talk. James 1:3, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. My faith has been tested plenty of times. And God knows He's still working on me. I am a very impatient person. I'm impulsive. I react on my emotions. All of that. All of that. But in the waiting period, I've learned to be more patient, because every single time I rushed into something, it never worked. It always failed. A lot of us lose because of our hastiness, being impatient, you know, moving too fast, not focusing. And that's what happens to a lot of people when it comes to losses. We create our own losses because of the fact of the things that we do in the interim. Did we ask the right questions? Did we um, do enough research? Did we, talk to somebody? All these different things. And we throw it to the wayside, when we want something right now. I know I'm the type of person that want what I want when I want it, and I want it now. Do you hear me? I want it right now. I'm spoiled. I'm a brat, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to call me. I am that. And it's hard when you can't get what you want. But when you rush into it and make hasty decisions, you make the wrong choices and you still don't get what you want. And then when you have to wait even longer to get what you want, because now you got to suffer these consequences. Stop putting the obstacles in front of you and dressing it up as an obstacle when we put the dang on boulder in front of it. We done rolled it right in front of us anyway. You got to stop doing it. So you have to treat your losses as growing pains for your success. Point blank in the period. So the last one I got is Romans 8:28. And you things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called to His purpose. So even though you suffer a loss, you are going to still win. You still win because God gets the glory. God is going to come, catapult you to the next direction. You're on your right path. Just make sure that you stay in line with His purpose. Sometimes we tilt off to the edge. We go to the other side, and we don't. I've done it, and then we get embarrassed because we don't want to get back on the path. I talked about this yesterday. There's nothing wrong with having to start over. I've done it plenty of times. I was supposed to do my 21-day challenge in May. It's June, about to be July, and I'm still talking about some 21-day challenge. It's not even 30 days. But, being true to yourself, being able to pick yourself back up, being able to, lay flat on your face, land on your face, roll over on your back, still see a chance to get up and see that the sky's the limit, that's the best thing right there. Because it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be terribly hard. Sometimes you're going to want to give up on yourself, but you can't, because you still wouldn't be here if your purpose was fulfilled. You have to fulfill your purpose and stop self-destructing behaviors. Me, I'm talking to myself, because everybody has their vices. Everybody has something that holds them back, that distracts them, that takes them off the path. We got to start weaning that stuff out little by little. But once it becomes a habit, bad habits are hard to break. But you have to have the wherewithal to be able to say, "Hey, I don't like the way this is going, so I need to change it. I need to change my speech. I need to change my mindset. I need to change my actions." Or I should say, change my mindset, change my speech, change my actions, in that order. You got to start thinking positively. You have to start, believing. You have to start putting in the action. Because if you don't, then everything else is going to be left by the wayside. So, yeah, patience does matter. I don't have a lot of it. I've learned to have some over the years, but it's just hard for me, because I'm spoiled. I know. Spoiled by the best black. Well, no, it's just hard because I'm a very impatient person, and I want what I want when I want it. Just how I am. I'm changing. God is still working on me, so bear with me. But you know, I just want to get back to you know being able to grow from these losses, to learn lessons. Sometimes paid, sometimes unpaid, sometimes painful, sometimes not. Take all of them, roll them up into one, and figure out what the next steps is based on what your experiences were previously. So the more you grow, the more you will flourish. So you're not gonna be able to grow if you keep cutting off tree. The roots are still there, but you still cutting the tree down and it's still growing. You know, you can still, once you plant it, you plant it. So plant yourself, understanding it's your time, it's your season, um, and just let it flow. Right? Happy Juneteenth. So don't worry about what happened in the past. Only focus on the things you can change. A lot of times we put too much emphasis on the past, not able to change, our mindset, because not focusing on what's in front of us, which is a bright future if you see it. If you see something dark and dreary, and that's what you're gonna have. So in front of you, you should see light, life, whatever it is that you wish for, that will make you comfortable as far as your living arrangements and all of that. Not comfortable not making more money. Who don't want to make more money, right? But I'm just saying, you have to visualize, even in your sunken place, even in your lion's den, even in, what I'm saying, jail, whatever it is. You got to see past what's in front of you and start preparing. How do you start preparing? Educating yourself. Educating yourself. I'm not just talking about what books, because I do love to read. I know I'm late, but I'm about to finish reading Think and Grow Rich. I started some other books ahead of this one, but should have read this one first. But and I went to the library to get it. I ain't been to the library in a long time. I'm gonna post my video about the library too. But I just wanted different scenery. But all in all, when you feel like you had a loss, no, you didn't lose. You learned a valuable lesson and activated your growth. So what is loss? Lead with optimism to secure your success. You gotta lead with optimism, because if you are a pessimist, you're only gonna get what you speak. You know, seek what you speak until you, what is it? Seek what you speak until you see what you spoke. It's real. Definitely need to do that and stop worrying about what happened in the past and only change the things that you can change right now. So I say that to say this: your losses are nothing but growth mechanisms, growth mindset. It's all a part of it. And it's going to happen. And you got to have the wherewithal, the strength to be able to take the punches and keep on going. That's a lot of times people can't do. Take the punches like I'm dead. I'm going to play dead. It's time out for that. It's time out for playing dead. Get what's rightfully yours by putting some plans in action. Get your credit repaired, because if you don't, you about to be left behind. Find other ways to have multiple streams of income. Get in better investment accounts and not just leaving it in the savings account. Use those high yielding life insurance policies. Everybody's scared of life insurance. Oh, it's gonna seem like I'm gonna die. Everybody's gonna die. It's just a matter of when. But prepare yourself. Prepare yourself so you don't have to get ready. Protect your family, will and trust, all those different things. If you own assets, if you don't have a will and trust, that probate is nothing serious. I have a friend that's in it. She tells me the stories. I just be like, ooh wee. So I say all this to say, don't worry about the losses. Use those as learning and growth mechanisms to be great in what you're doing and what you're gonna do. So my name is Toria Howard. If you don't know who I am all things real estate here in Memphis, Tennessee, residential and commercial. So anybody looking to buy or sell, or you're looking to buy or sell, that be getting the grease hot. Yeah. I would love to assist. I'm also in the commercial funding space and business funding space. So if you have any commercial projects that you want um, funding for, I would love to help. If you wanna get some business, some business. Of course, you want business. Some some funding for your small business. Please reach out to me and help you with that. And also in the credit restoration financial literacy space. So I'm looking to help and leverage up every single aspect. I'm about to learn all these money making moves that they don't want us to learn because they are in books. You gotta read, people. And I'm not talking about, because I love a good ghetto cinema myself, the drug dealers, and they find the love of their life, all that. Yeah, like all of that. But I gotta read stuff that's gonna advance and expand my knowledge and my wisdom and the career path that I'm on. And if I keep, not feeding myself and educating my brain, I'm gonna lose it. So you got to keep feeding your brain with knowledge. Stop being afraid to spend money on mentors, because of the fact that a mentor would have saved me a whole lot of money if I would have got one when I first started my business like I wanted to in the first place. But that's neither here nor there. Just make sure you have everything in place. That's all I say. That's all I'm saying. You got to get the knowledge, people. Got to get the knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's why they're holding it back from us. You have life insurance policies. I'm not a licensed licensed insurance agent. I should be. I had my license, but I decided not to renew it, and that was a bad idea. See, bad decisions. It's a lesson. Keep on moving, right? So just make sure that not to be so hard on yourself, and it's gonna work out if you put in the work. As long as you put in the work, God sees you. It's gonna bless you. and do all the things that he needs to do to make you flourish, because it's in the Bible. He wants us to flourish. I don't care what nobody says. The pastor doesn't need to be looking broke down and raggedy. The church don't need to be, whatever. But invest in yourself, invest in your knowledge, read, listen to podcasts, whatever, listen to ebooks. I like to sit down and physically read a book. That's just me. I like to touch the pages, and I like hardback books. That's my favorite. But whatever the case may be. But just make sure you feeding yourself the knowledge. It's so much. It's out there for us to grab. It's so much money for us to get, and we're not doing it because we don't want to study and read. I'm one of those people. I got to get back to doing those type of things. Like I said before, I used to read 2 and 3 books a week. I'm not doing that anymore. But I'm not feeding my knowledge. I need to feed my knowledge. And what I can listen to stuff all day. I'm auditory, I'm analytical, I'm visual. I have a lot of different ways that I can learn. Thank God that it's not, one way, but what is best for you to be able to gain knowledge. Is it going to listen to somebody and write notes? Is it, going to the local library or local bookstore and buying some books? Or, you know, what is it that you just gotta do it. But I say that to say this, I bid y'all adieu. Oh, just turn your losses into wins by your mindset and your attitude. Just your mindset and your attitude. Just change your response. Changing your response will do wonders for your outcome. So, like I said, I bid y'all adieu, like in Shakespeare. See y'all tomorrow for day 3 of 21. The what is it? I don't know if you do 4, the quad. I don't know. Talk to you later. Bye.